welcome to the 700 Club. For today's top stories, let's go over to the CBN News Desk.
Gordon, radical Islamic terrorism has been striking in Islamic lands in the Middle East with 3 suicide bombing attacks in Saudi Arabia, one of them outside one of Islam's holiest sites, and another near a U.S. diplomatic location in the city of Jeddah. And in Iraq, a massive suicide bombing killed more than 200 people in Baghdad. Charlene Aaron has the story.
The attack in the Saudi Arabian city of Jeddah near the U.S. consulate took place Monday after a suicide bomber detonated explosives when security guards approached him near the parking lot of a hospital. The U.S. Embassy in Saudi Arabia confirmed there were no casualties or injuries among the consular staff. Suicide bombers hit 2 other cities, including a blast outside of one of Islam's holiest sites in Medina, killing 4 Saudi security forces and wounding 5 others. The Mosque of Muhammad was packed on Monday evening with worshipers during the final days of the Muslim holy month of Ramadan, which ends in the kingdom on Tuesday. Millions of Muslims from around the world visit the mosque every year as part of their pilgrimage to Mecca. Saudi Arabia is part of the U.S.-led coalition fighting ISIS in Iraq and Syria. ISIS considers the Saudi ruling monarchy as an enemy. The kingdom has been the target of multiple attacks by the group that have killed dozens of people. In June, the Interior Ministry reported 26 terror attacks in the last 2 years. Meanwhile, Iraqi authorities say more dead bodies have been recovered from the site of the massive weekend suicide bombing in central Baghdad.
We are still searching for bodies. Today we were able to exhume remains, and we will continue searching for human remains at the scene. We found documents and mobile phones belonging to victims.
The bombing early Sunday in a busy shopping district was the deadliest single attack in Iraq in years, killing at least 200 people. The bombing shows the ISIS capability for launching attacks beyond the front lines, despite battlefield losses elsewhere in the country. Charlene Aaron, CBN News.
Islamic terrorism is also a key subject as Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has started an historic visit for a summit in Africa. As Chris Mitchell reports, the visit began with a memorial commemorating the 40th anniversary of the Israeli raid on the city of Entebbe in Uganda, a military action that has special meaning for the Israeli leader.
For the first time in nearly 30 years, a sitting Israeli prime minister visited Africa. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met with the leaders of 7 African nations.
The historic summit that will be held later today between the leaders of 7 African countries and Israel testifies to the dramatic changes taking place in the relationship between Israel and Africa. Africa is a continent on the rise. Israel looks forward to strengthening ties with all its countries.
Netanyahu's visit came 40 years to the day on the anniversary of the Israeli raid at the Entebbe airport in Uganda. Considered one of the most daring commando raids in history, an elite Israeli team freed 94 hostages and 12 crew members from Palestinian terrorists who commandeered an Air France flight and diverted it to Entebbe. The anniversary held special meaning for Netanyahu. His brother Yonatan was the sole Israeli commando killed during the raid. He said civilized nations must rededicate themselves to the spirit of Entebbe, a spirit of daring and resolve, and a spirit as determined as ever to defeat terror.
At Entebbe, international terrorism suffered a stinging defeat. The rescue mission proved that good can prevail over evil, that hope can triumph over evil, over fear. Today, savage terror is once again sweeping the world. We must recognize that the battle against it is indivisible. When terrorism succeeds in one place, it spreads to other places. And when terrorism is defeated anywhere, it is weakened everywhere.
After the ceremony, Netanyahu held a counter-terrorism summit with the 7 African nations. Many are looking to Israel to help them confront radical Islamic terrorism within their countries. Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.
Here at home, President Obama is hitting the campaign trail with Hillary Clinton in North Carolina today. The move comes after the FBI interrogated Clinton Saturday about her use of a personal computer server for official emails while she was Secretary of State. And the New York Times reported this weekend Clinton might keep Loretta Lynch on as Attorney General if she's elected president. Lynch's private meeting with former President Bill Clinton raised suspicions last week. The 2016 Country Music Association Festival celebrated its 45th year with a record attendance in June in Nashville, with more than 500 artists and celebrities and more than 250 hours of concerts. CBN's Angela Zatopek was there and brings us this look at those artists and events, and she talked to songwriters about how they bring their message of faith to their music.
It's the ultimate festival experience. 4 jam-packed days of concerts and events to celebrate country music. From artists like Carrie Underwood to Scotty McCreery, 85,000 fans are gathering here every day, right here in Nashville, Tennessee. From pop to bluegrass, streets were filled with artists performing on every corner. Country music legend Hank Williams was honored with the Pulitzer Prize for transforming country music. We talked with his daughter about his legacy.
I think my dad was born singing. I mean, I think the earliest that I've ever heard of him was that his mother, my grandmother, used to play the piano in the church. And he would stand on and just belt out the gospel songs with the best of them. And if you know anyone, as in from your Bob Dylan's, your Bruce Springsteen's, all the way down, who influenced you, they'd say Hank Williams.
But he isn't the only music legend influencing top country stars today.
Elvis was my #1 guy.
Country artist Scotty McCreery, winner of the 10th season of American Idol, is still on the rise since his days on the Fox series, with hits on top of the Billboard charts.
What is your faith like, and what do you try to incorporate into your music?
It's huge. It's huge. It's the biggest part of my life, so it's definitely incorporated in my music. And I try to have at least one faith-based song on my record. Philippians 4:13 is my go-to verse. So just can do all things through Christ, who strengthens me. And you know, it's a crazy world. And it's a tough world. It's dog-eat-dog out there. You know, you got to work hard, or somebody else will work harder.
We caught up with some of Nashville's top songwriters, who also bring that message of faith to their music, with artists like Carrie Underwood, co-writing hits like Jesus Take the Wheel and Something in the Water.
Something in the Water really came from her. I mean, that was her idea, and like I think I said from stage that, you know, her title was Something in the Water, which has been written a million times by a million different songwriters. But to me, it was really interesting. She said, what if this was baptismal water? What if that's what this was about? And I mean, writing that song was a really beautiful spiritual day for us.
Another thing to love about the CMA Fest, the food.
What's been the favorite?
I would go with the sushi.
Spam sushi. Should I try a bite? Wow.
This is actually award-winning mac and cheese. It's won 3 awards.
Whoa, that must be some really good cheese.
Yes.
The largest country festival in the world. From the heart of Music City, I'm Angela Zatopek with CBN News.
And those are today's top stories from CBN News. Gordon and Terry are back with more of the 700 Club right after this.